Hi folks, I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and today we're in the Evangelist Talks and we're talking about zero waste all over again. There's so much to talk about. And my colleague.
Hi, I'm Laura Short from Green at Heart.
Sooner or later, I'll work out which way I'm supposed to be going. Yes, zero waste. And let's talk about it from buying today. There's so many things where we can start to make savings. Why should we buy something from a supplier whenever we then have to pay for waste to get rid of it? Any thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an important conversation to be had at the minute. There's so much additional packaging, and as consumers, it really is our responsibility to say how much we don't want this, to force the suppliers to provide it either without the packaging in the first place or in a more sustainable option. It's a really important conversation to have.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, you get something delivered on a pallet. 9 times out of 10, it comes wrapped in cellophane. That cellophane is not actually providing any protection apart from water protection, but it's already under in a container or a lorry or whatever. And is there any way of getting rid of that? It depends what's the actual item is. But all sorts of packaging, the thing that really gets up my nose, and I'm going to make it a little bit personal, is that whenever I empty my kitchen bin, 2/3 of that rubbish is one-use plastics or single-use plastics.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to actually put that in a bag, bring it back to the supermarket and leave it with them. They put it onto the food or the items which we have bought. If we don't force the supermarkets to change, then why should they change?
Exactly.
Any ideas? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it really is going to take something radical for consumers to take action on, just like you say, with single-use plastics, for the supermarkets and the growers and suppliers, and the logistics companies as well. They all have to take part responsibility for this huge mountain of plastic that is just building within our environment, and it doesn't need to be there. So it's going to take a step at each stage in a product's transportation from grower to consumer. Everybody is going to have to take action on that. And if it means that we have to take our single-use plastic back to the supermarket, then I'm for it too.
Yeah. Well, take, for example, you go back maybe 20 years, maybe not even 20 years. Whenever you saw bananas, they were in a wooden crate and they were stacked on top of each other. Now, you walk into the supermarket, they're either in a bag or they're wrapped in cellophane.
Yeah.
Why? They don't need to be. It is just, even whenever we're talking about fair trade or, they're organic, yeah, surely it just adds more cost to put on these nice, shiny plastic labels on top of more plastic. So why? We don't need to know, oh, this is a certain brand. We can see that from the box. So I think that's enough, because otherwise we could go on and on and on about this. So
we're getting on our wooden and cardboard soapboxes today, John.
Oh, yes, but
not our plastic ones.
But let's do it because we want to help our children for the future. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking about it. So I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and my colleague Laura Short, Green at Heart.